Now, for those people that don't know, Steve's a miracle guy right now. Unfortunately, he mentioned it earlier, he got medically retired from his role as CEO at Southwest Exterior because at 50 years old, he had a brain aneurysm and had like what was it, like 0.0001 chance of living.
Yeah, about 2% chance. Yep.
Yeah, the numbers weren't good. This guy is in the best shape of his life, and it drives him to that. And thank God, that everything works out, and you're still here with us, and you're able to help pass this knowledge and this experience and this wisdom on to everybody else. And like you said earlier, to give back really to the industry that gave you, a lot, because other people don't know. You started from the field, right?
Yeah, I did. I started selling in the home, man. So grew my way up in the industry, and actually goes all the way back to high school. I worked in a window and door and trim company warehouse for a friend of mine, my parents that lived down the street. And so it goes all the way back to that, working in a warehouse, loading and unloading trucks.
I
So
mean, you've done every job, and you're humble with your success.
yeah.
I can't imagine. My next question here is kind of a loaded one. Looking back after your medical, experiencing the brain aneurysm, you know, when you look back at your time as CEO in particular at Southwest, what do you appreciate the most as far as the maybe the wins or whatever, or even maybe the losses? But more importantly, I'm curious, what would you have done differently?
Man. Um, so what do I appreciate the most was getting to do it with a team. Wouldn't have ever wanted to do it as a lone wolf. Um, Everybody thinks the higher up you go up the ladder, it's great, you get to make more money, et cetera, et cetera. And they think it's easier, right? Everybody thinks it's easier the higher you get up the ladder. Man, it is harder, right? Anybody who's been
Yeah.
there knows it just gets harder. There's more responsibility. Decisions get harder. The weight weighs heavier on your shoulders. Um, but I wouldn't exchange being able to do that with an amazing team for anything. Being able to watch them grow, being able to see them hit their full potential, watching them hit their stride and see them grow as leaders and then develop the people that are underneath them. That was amazing to get to see them do that. What would I do differently? Uh, I would have changed the pace. I would have changed the pace, man, because that's what ended up almost putting me in the grave. Um, 50 years old, I was still hitting the gym 5 days a week. We all think we're invincible. We all think we're taking the measures that we can to protect ourselves. We all think that, we turn into fools, man. We take pride in the fact sometimes that we're working 60 hours a week and burning the candle at both ends. And we almost brag about that sometimes to folks. And we foolishly take pride in that how many hours do you put in this week? Oh, 60, 70, 80. And you're almost proud sometimes when you're sending off that work email at 11 o'clock at night, hoping that people just check the time on it. Oh, wow, look at that, he's still up working. Or how early in the morning can you send that email out? Man, and that's just foolish behavior. You've got family that matters to you a lot more than that. You've got your own personal health that matters a lot more to you than that. Nobody cares that you sent that email at 11 o'clock at night or 5 o'clock in the morning. Your health is more important than that. Your family is more important than that. Believe it or not, Southwest is still there, and I'm not at the helm. Customers are still Windows are still being installed and I'm not there. Siding is still being sold and I'm not there. The team, thank God that I got to develop and turn into great leaders, are still being great leaders and I'm not there. The world keeps moving, whether we're there or not, and we need to realize that. And so I would have slowed the pace down a little bit.
That's powerful. And you probably, slowing the pace down doesn't mean giving in on goals or
Exactly.
expectations, right? It's
Yep.
you can be more profitable with less. What is actually a win? What's important? Where do you want to be? those
Yep.
things all factor in. There is an old saying, there's a bunch of different ways you can skin a cat, right? It's
Yeah.
not just one way.
Yeah. Share the
Um,
load if you need to, hire an assistant, do whatever you need to do so that you're not, you don't have to put a Superman cape on every day and go out the door like that.